Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharyaji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to the Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to the 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you physically here at Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted in YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. I welcome Mother Lakshmi in her 8th form and manifestation called Vidya Lakshmi. Vidya means knowledge, and today all the discourses held in the preceding days should culminate in knowledge of the Supreme Lord, the power that is potent in the Supreme Lord, personified as Mother Lakshmi. Mother Lakshmi takes on various forms in this material world, and one of the forms is the material world itself. Then she goes on to take many forms, and in all of these forms she gives a part of herself to us, her children. And in this, the 8th form, she gives us this attribute or part of her called knowledge. So there is absolutely no life without knowledge. It is impossible to exist without knowledge. No living entity can exist without knowledge. For sustenance of one's body, one learns from the minute one is born that it requires sustenance. And how do you know that? How do you know from the minute one is born one requires sustenance for survival? Mothers, how do you know that, mothers? Satish, I'm asking the mothers. How do you know that? Does a newborn baby know it requires sustenance to survive? You say no, Jessica. Nirali, if your memory goes back to the day you were born, when you needed sustenance, what did you do? Okay, I thought you'd say I scratched my mother's eye out. That came later. Okay? So by the fact that you cried, it means you have inherent knowledge that for sustenance you need something, and you cry to draw the attention of what you cannot take yourself. Nirali, you still cry, or you take your sustenance yourself? You still cry, yes. Alright? Are you understanding? So if you did not have this knowledge that you need to sustain yourself, would you have cried? What's that noise? Aye? Chris, go see why the scaffold is making a noise there. To know what is disturbing us, we needed knowledge just now, isn't it? There was a disturbance. Then we needed knowledge on the cause of that disturbance. Did we not? So for everything, for every action in life, every action, whether simple or complex, we require knowledge. Whether it is in your subconscious or whether it is right there in your face, you need knowledge. An old driver that's driving to the satsang or to the ashram for quite a while now, 2-3 years, will drive here with the knowledge but in the subconscious. You just drive, isn't it? But you drive in with the knowledge that has already been imprinted in your mind. And those that come into the satsang for the very first time, if they found out of our existence through Facebook or Google, then they will need that knowledge from Facebook or Google to get directions to come to the satsang. You cannot come here if you don't have knowledge. You cannot eat food if you don't have knowledge. You need to have knowledge what food is. Then you need to have knowledge in what utensil to cook it. Then you need knowledge of the recipe of cooking. Then you need knowledge in what utensil you will accumulate your food and put that morsel of food in your mouth. That whole process required knowledge. Is there anything where knowledge is bereft for a human being? Is there anything? So this is that aspect of Mother Lakshmi. Today, on an 8th day, Vidya Lakshmi manifest as your total knowledge. Vidya Lakshmi on this, the 8th day, manifest as your total knowledge. For without knowledge there can be no existence. Without knowledge there can be no existence. No human can exist without knowledge. It does not, you don't have to be in the highest of mental platforms. In any mental dimension of the 400,000 mental dimensions that our mind vibrate in, one has to have knowledge. One has to have knowledge, even in your most primitive states, for your survival. Even if you do not understand the processes, if your nose is blocked when you are breathing, you have knowledge that if you do not breathe, you will not be able to exist. In the most primitive form of knowledge, you still require that knowledge, don't you? That if you do not breathe, you won't be able to exist. So, this knowledge personified is Vidya Lakshmi in a last form, in a 8th form, for the purposes of this Navratri that we have been celebrating thus far. Then we want bring knowledge to the world that we are one. We want Mother Lakshmi on this day to give us the potency, on this day to award us the potency so that we may permeate this universe. Wherever there exists a human on this planet, and in whatever language this human exists, we want Mother Lakshmi to make available this knowledge that we are one. And this is in continuity of our topic, oneness. This is in continuity of our topic, oneness. So what would one mean? What would one mean? Amita? One would mean single or a unit. A unit. What would oneness mean? Sorry? What would oneness, ESS in that one, or SS, when you add SS in one, what would that mean? Unify or interconnect. Interconnect. One is singular. Oneness will mean to connect the or interconnect with the singular. Oneness. What would the central theme of oneness be? In quality we are. In quality we are one. In quality we are one. And then I'm repeating that this topic is very sensitive because we are going to factor all of the existing religions on this planet, and then we're going to integrate and synthesize and squeeze out that which makes us one. That which makes us one. Some of us might not be too happy. Might not be too happy to know that in the fundamental state we are all one. Some might be enjoying their sectarian religion, thinking they are superior than other religions. And when we conclude this series of discourses on oneness, to some the penny will drop and others may become agitated. But we are saying that we're going to get headlong into this topic of oneness, notwithstanding whatever impediments come our way. And as we are proceeding with this topic, more and more items in the news is becoming prevalent. Yesterday I was listening to this news with absolute attention when I was disturbed by somebody from this satsang. Alright? But I continued and I informed this person who does not have a Facebook page, Jessica, that he might find this news on Facebook because I shared this news. Alright? So, there is preaching of hatred that is taking birth as our discourse is gaining momentum. It is taking birth where preaching of hatred is becoming the norm of the day, not by the religion itself, but by criminals of that particular religion. Not by the religion itself, but by criminals of that particular religion. Okay? So, as it comes to my attention, and whenever I find it possible, I'm going to be posting these issues because I've explained numerously that Sanatana Dharma is a science and not a religion. And when we preach Sanatana Dharma, then we must experience the experiment. We must ourselves experience the experiment. And the experiment is what I am posting. So you'll see hate preaching. I don't want to call it hate speech. I want to call it hate preaching if it is done by the so-called preachers of that particular religion. You understand? Then I said that we need a change of mindset, but this mindset, to change mindset, the preacher has to have potency. The preacher has to have potency to change the mindset of the community. And I said there were many preachers that came along and preached, and they were able to change the mindset of millions of people across the globe. And in this preaching of oneness, we need to preach in such an effective way, because this is the hardest preaching of all. If I had to preach that Sanatana Dharma is superior than other religions, then it would be easy. This preaching will gain momentum very, very fast, because people want to be higher. People like to be in a superior position. So this preaching would have become viral in no time if I continued preaching that Sanatana Dharma is the most superior religious principle on this earth. But I'm doing the reverse of that. I am doing the reverse of that. So we're not going to gain momentum that effectively. We're not going to change like when these reformers reformed the existing religion, which took birth as a new religion. You understand? When Zoroaster reformed Sanatan Dharma, his reformation gave birth to Zoroasterism. When Buddha tried to reform Sanatan Dharma, that reformation gave birth to Buddhism. And when the Jews tried to reform both Zoroasterism and Buddhism, it gave birth to Judaism. And when Christianity tried to reform, or when Jesus Christ, who was born a Jew, who was born in Judaism, tried to reform Judaism, it gave birth to Christianity. And when Prophet Muhammad tried to reform Christianity, it gave birth to Islam. You understand? So every time there was a reformer trying to reform the existing religion in which he was born in, it gave birth to a subsequent religion. All of you understand? You understand? And I'll give you an example. Long before the advent of Prophet Muhammad, in the Arabic language, the name of God is Allah. In the Arabic language, the name of God is Allah, long before the advent or birth of Prophet Muhammad. Today, those that are using this Arabic language are both Muslims and Christians and Jews. What you think all of them call God in Arabic? Satish? Allah. Everyone in Arabic, in the language of Arabic, whether they be practicing Muslim or practicing Jews or practicing Muslims, they all call God Allah. I can see all of you stunned. Is there another language I can use to simplify what I'm saying? Did the penny drop, or you want me to explain one more time? One more time. Arabic is a language spoken by Arabs. In the language of the Arabs called Arabic, God, the Supreme Lord, is called Allah. In those that are Arabs, not all are Muslims. And those that are Muslims, not all are Arabs. You understand? So within the Arab community, there might be Jews, there are Christians, and there are Muslims. There are Jews, there are Christians, and there are Muslims, and there might be a few Hindus. All of them through the Arabic language will call God Allah. Do you understand? All of you understand? And this is why I said that this topic is going to take a very long time to unpack, because I am going to unpack it one strand at a time. And when I unpack it one strand at a time, the desired impact, that I am looking for, the desired impact that I am looking for, whether it takes a few years or whether I find it sooner, whether it takes a few years or whether we find it sooner, we need that impact to be ingrained in mankind for a few thousand years. For a few thousand years more. All of you understand? Okay? So just to sum up, Allah in Arabic means God. Arabs may be Christian, may be Jews, or may be Hindus. In their language, if an Arab is a practicing Hindu, he will call God in his language Allah. If an Arab is a practicing Christian, he will call God in his language Allah. If an Arab is a practicing Jew, he will call God in his language Allah. Can you see my topic of oneness? Oneness. So we should not let language divide us as humans. We should not let language divide us as humans. For one of the divisions of humankind is language, as you can see. But when it is unpacked like this, then you can see the futility. And I said two words goes together, Amita, futility and stupidity. Futility and stupidity. Can you understand why I am saying stupidity? When I'm saying hypothetically, I'm saying with love. I'm saying hypothetically, I'm saying with love. Can an Arabic Muslim and an Arabic Christian say, my Allah is greater than your Allah? Are you understanding? Are you understanding? And this is why I'm saying that we should not be segregated through language. Neither should we be segregated through religion. We should not be segregated through religion. And I've stated numerously within this discourse of oneness that if we were to be skinned, if we were to be skinned, then the internal parts are all identical. And no matter where Hemita cuts and suitors, she won't find any religious symbols. Hemita? If our bodies had to be skinned, and the best example is Bhabi, Rosh Bhai's Bhabi. When she skins a hard cooking chicken, then you won't know the color of the feathers, whether it was a Zulu hard cooking chicken, or a rainbow hard cooking chicken, or a Mr. Brown hard cooking chicken, or a stolen chicken from somebody's backyard. All of you agree? Once the chicken is skinned, there is no stamp. It is identical. Please, I'm not promoting oneness in chicken eating. Yesterday I said, I gave a definition of peace. And unfortunately, Google gave an example. Please let me drink my beer in peace. And some devotees here got very happy. They said, Acharya Ji, through oneness, is promoting continuity of drinking. And today it's chicken. What is Acharya Ji going to preach next, Amita? The gurus of Sanatana Dharma will skin me alive. Can you see the depth of oneness? Can you see the depth of yourself? Can you realize the depth of your own nature? Can you see beyond your name, beyond your surname, beyond your religion, beyond your country? How far you go? Can you see how deep you are? Then why restrict yourself to your name, to your family, to your society, or to your country? All of you understand? And this is where the greatest problem is existing in mankind today. And we don't even have to go to the outside religions, for in Sanatana Dharma itself, there's 1,000 different religions. In Sanatana Dharma itself, there's 1,000 different religions. And this practice has been going on since time immemorial. And it is the duty of preachers to bring this preaching back home. It is the duty of preachers to bring this preaching back home, because on every news article, religious intolerance is becoming a boiling point. Religious intolerance is becoming a boiling point. So I promise that we're going to show that at our very core, C-O-R-E, all religions that exist on this planet Earth is fundamentally one. Fundamentally one. So we started off by connecting oneness with peace. We started of by connecting oneness with peace. And I just want to make a few readings. I'm going to read very, very slowly. May there be peace in the whole sky and in the whole external, vast space. Number 2, may there be peace on earth, in water, in all living beings. Number 3, may there be peace in trees, creepers, greenery, flowers, in water and all herbs, all environment. May there be peace in the whole universe and the Supreme Being, Brahma. May there be peace among all and everywhere. All live in peace along. May there be peace to us and all beings. Vanita, where did I get this peace from? This is the Shanti part of Sanatana Dharma found in the Vedas. And you heard how comprehensive this peace chant is. It does not leave one atom void in this universe in its description. It does not leave one atom void in its chant for peace in this universe. And this is the opening prayer in Sanatana Dharma. Shalom. Shalom is the opening greeting in Judaism. And Shalom means peace. Shalom means peace. Salam is the opening greeting in Islam. And Salam means peace. Shanti in Sanatana Dharma means peace. Shalom in Judaism means, and Salam in Christianity means peace. Salam in Islam means peace, and peace in Christianity means peace. Can you see how the Guru put the pieces of the puzzle of peace together? Can you see the substratum, the very invocation of the fundamentals of the religions that existing on this earth is all peace. All peace. So sisters and brothers, amongst yourselves, within your family, start your peace Start your oneness. Start it at home, start it at work, start it with your associates. You start it. Who must start it? You. Because you have been given this knowledge before them, which means knowledge personified is Mother Lakshmi, and today is Vidya Lakshmi. Today Mother Lakshmi personifies herself as the total knowledge, both materially and spiritually. And those of you that are present here, you've been merited by Mother Lakshmi herself to listen to this discourse in person. Which means you must make use. You must make use. Shanti, you must make use of this peace. We have our own peace personified in our satsang, Shanti Beni in the back. Alright? And if you want to learn peace, Samita, Mom can give consultations and discourses. Anyone want to learn peace? I'm joking. But we have Shanti, and Shanti means peace. If you come to satsang and go back home without taking anything from here, you're a fool. You're a FOOL. Because you wasted whose time? Whose time? Your time, your fuel, your money, your energy, by coming to a discourse and not putting into practice the preaching of your Guru, isn't it? Whose Guru? Your Guru. If you do not learn yourself, then don't look at those around you and complain. Do not look at those around you and complain, because if you get in first-hand knowledge and you're not rectifying yourself, then what right do you have to judge those that are bereft of this knowledge? And this is why I say Sanatana Dharma is absolute science. Absolute science. Is it not scientific for you to become peaceful? If you become peaceful, the power of peace is so great, that you can have a family of 5 violent people around you. If you remain steady in peace, you'll absorb the violence of those 5 people. And they will all elevate themselves to your peaceful state. Try it. Jessica, for 1 month keep that mouth. How long? 1 month. Not too long. 1 month. Nirali? 1 month. And that power, because with peace you can dictate. With peace you can dictate, can't you? Have you seen it happening around the world? Have you seen peaceful people? They have an aura of authority. They don't have to say a single thing. Peaceful people do not have to direct you. Is it true or not? True or not? Penny, from how far you come in for peace? How many kilometers? 82. Because the power of peace can attract you from any part of the universe. The power of peace can attract you from any part of the universe, What is that power of peace? The potency of the Supreme Lord personified as Mother. Jai Sriman Narayan. Okay, everyone, all the ladies that already did Aarti, some of you